Liz from queenlila.com, and today I'm going to show you how I do my everyday makeup. This is basically something that I do when I have to go somewhere where extravagant or very colorful makeup is not acceptable, when I'm feeling uninspired, or when I'm bored and I just want to do something and get out the door really quick. Also, this is the look that I do on clients when they ask me for something defined yet not too crazy, when they want something natural but not completely nude. So I hope you enjoy. Let's get to the tutorial. So I'm beginning by applying a CC cream all over my face. I'm using a foundation brush to do this, but I only use it to apply. I have this kabuki on a stick, which I'm going to wet down. So I'm going to buff this into my skin with a wet kabuki brush, and the reason why I wet the kabuki brush is because number one, it doesn't absorb as much product, and number two, it gives you a really nice finish. So you don't see, I mean, this is a CC cream, it's not like a heavy foundation, but still, you don't see brush strokes with this. You can even apply your makeup with the brush, apply your moisturizer with the brush, and then do your makeup, so that the brush is already wet from the moisturizer. Okay, now what I do is I take a fluffy brush, I love this one, and I'm going to take this bronzer. This one's from e.l.f. As you can see, it's had a few mishaps. If you follow me on Facebook, then you probably saw the video I did, the quick tip on how to fix a powder product. I sometimes share videos on Facebook that I don't put up on YouTube, so go follow me there. So I'm just applying all over the lid, kind of to the crease. I'm taking all four colors of the bronzer. I'm just applying it on my eyelid. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a smaller pencil fluffy brush. So this one right here. So now I'm going to use this palette, mini palette from Avon. I'm going to take this shimmery brown and I'm going to place it in the crease. Just like that. I'm not too bothered if it gets messy. I'm going to blend it out. Same on the other one. Just on the outer corner of the crease, up to the middle. Okay, then I'm going to take my fluffy brush again, and I'm going to take this really pretty pink color. It's got kind of a dusty pink, I would say, I would call it, and I'm going to blend in the brown with this color. From the outside towards the inner corner of the eye. Now, in makeup, you've probably heard this before if you watch YouTube videos, blending is the key. If you don't want to look like a clown, or like a 5-year-old did your makeup, then you have to blend. And 2 secrets to blending are number 1, patience, and number 2, good brushes. Like if you have a nice fluffy brush, blending is super easy. nice soft fluffy brush. Okay, so we took that harshness away. So basically all we have is some definition on the eyelids. That's all we want. Okay, now what I'm gonna do is I'm going to take an eyeliner brush, and I like to use this tiny little one. This is actually a nail art brush. I bought, I think, 4 or 5 of them from AliExpress for like, I don't know, $2, something like that. I really like them because they're super fine and you can build it up as you go along. I'm also going to use this sealing gel. Now this particular one is from Illamasqua, but I also have one from e.l.f. that is just as good, and I think it's like a quarter of the price. Basically what this is like a mixing medium. You've probably heard me talk about mixing mediums before. So this is a mixing medium that you wet your brush, then you dip your brush in the shadow, and you basically have an eyeliner. I wouldn't recommend that you drop the product into the powder, the shadow, because it tends to cake over, and then you would have to scrape the shadow to get to it, so you know, that's not ideal. So I'm going to take again this palette from Avon, and I'm going to add 1 drop in this little well where the brush goes usually, or the sponge or whatever. 1 drop, that's all you need. You don't need more than that. Wet my brush. I'm going to go on the outer edge. Like I said before, I don't want my shadow to cake over. I'm going to take some product and I'm going to lightly line my eyes. Now basically what I'm doing here is I'm just grazing my eyelashes with the brush. So you're not gonna see like an eyeliner line, you know. It's more of a definition. And I like to do it with my eye shape. I like to do it just to the middle. A little bit thicker on the outside and just to the middle. And I think I'm gonna do a little flick. Depends. Sometimes I do a flick, sometimes I don't. Depends on the mood. But especially this color, if I were doing black, it would have been a lot more difficult for me to get this sort of not so noticeable line, but still defined, because black is a harsher color. But because this is brown and metallic and it's sitting on top of another metallic color, it's a lot easier to just do the little definition. And that's all we want, because this is everyday makeup, natural, you know. It's a little bit more defined than natural. Okay, I'm just gonna do a tiny little flick. Just to give it that little bit extra definition. Tiny little flick. If you're struggling with eyeliner, then check out my eyeliner tips and tricks video. I'm sure you can pick up, even if you're a seasoned eyeliner wearer, I'm sure you can pick up a few tips and tricks. Okay, mascara. I'm using this Maybelline, is it False Lash? Something like that. Just using a spoolie to comb the lashes a little bit. Okay, now we're going to do eyebrows. Now again, if you're struggling with eyebrows, check out my videos. I've got one for products, one for tweezing, and one for filling in. I'm gonna use this Corres eyebrow pencil. And what I like to do with these is wet them down a little bit and just go in the middle, especially when I'm doing like everyday makeup. This is taking me a while because I'm talking to you guys. Usually when I'm doing this, it takes me like 10 minutes tops. So just a little bit of definition to the eyebrows. I don't really need that much definition to the eyebrows, to be honest, so that's it. Depending on the day, I will use more or less under the eyes. Today I thought I would show you the more, so I use the Pixi Eye Zone Brightener. I've done a review on this one as well. Love this product. It's great for brightening, and it also tightens the skin underneath as well. So if you're puffy, it's great. Again, check out my Prep Your Eyes for Makeup video if you want to learn more about concealing under the eyes. And my concealer. The Pixi Brightener also acts a little bit as a primer as well. And I've got this translucent powder here, and I like to take a little sponge, take a little bit, mush it in a little bit, and just on the inner corners. Because mainly that's where makeup tends to, concealer tends to like crease, and you don't want to go outside because if you've got lines, you're gonna accentuate them. Let's be real, girls. Okay, because my skin is dry, I tend to use cream blushes a lot more than powder blushes. I like them a little bit more, or a lot more. Now, I will use anything cream based that could be used as a blush. And as you've probably seen, if you've seen my favorites video where I talk, I think it was the July favorites, where I talk about using the blush as a lipstick. I love using things for something else apart from their intended purpose. So I have been using this for probably years as a blush, and I love it. The only problem is when people try to kiss you, but whatever, like, you know, kiss you on the cheek, but whatever. I am gonna powder it a little bit today, so that should be okay. And basically what this is the Gores lip butter, and it's in pomegranate. Number one, it smells amazing. Number two, look at that color. That's like super pigmented. So what I do is I take a kabuki brush, these are mini kabukis. And I take a little bit, I just dip it in, like that. Put it on. Yes, I know that looks like a lot. Bear with me. And I just buff it in. See how much color that thing has? It's amazing. And then I go in with my fingers, really work it in if I think it's too much. And for me, because I have dry skin, this is like heaven for my skin, right? And see, that just gives you like a nice flush. You don't really look like you're wearing anything. I mean, you do, but you know, it's not like, when it's a powder, it tends to stick out more, whereas when it's a cream or a liquid, it kind of looks like it's your skin that's doing it. You know, you can't really see the product on the skin, and that's what I like. Okay, final touch. I've got some mineral powder here. Mineral powder. This is kind of like something in between a translucent powder and a mineral makeup. Just swish around my kabuki in there. Give it a tap. And I'm just going to run it over pretty much everywhere. And when I get to the cheeks, I just take a tiny bit and just go like this. and that's it. So you still have a little bit of that sheen that the blush gave, and you know, you have a little bit of powder on it so that it sets it a little bit better. Oh, I forgot a very important step. I'm going to take this this color, which is basically like a sandy colored, it's kind of like the color of my skin actually, but like with shimmer in it. This is an e.l.f. quad or palette or whatever, but pretty much every company makes like a color like this. And I'm taking my fluffy brush, corners of the eyes, inner corners of the eyes. It's actually better to do this after your concealer. Inner corners and a little bit. Because this is so close to the color of my skin, it's not like white, like, oh, hello, I put some white shadow there. And sometimes, if I'm feeling frisky, or if it's like acceptable, I'll put a little bit on the tops of my cheeks. Just like a touch. And that's it, you guys. That's my everyday makeup. Oh, lips, trying to do this quickly so that it's not like 20-minute video, but forgetting half of it. So this is it, you guys, my everyday makeup. I hope you enjoyed this video. Give it a thumbs up if you did, and if you want more makeup tutorials like this, don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. If you have, I love you very much. Thank you. And follow me on social networks if you want. I am everywhere. I'm on Snapchat, Instagram, Twitter, Pinterest. I'm big on Pinterest. Yeah, follow me everywhere. I love hearing from you guys and seeing what you guys are up to. And yeah, that's it. Thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!
Go wants an everyday makeup look too. You want an everyday makeup?
You've got natural eyeliner.
A natural beauty. Yes, you do. Yes, you do.